I think that one of the opportunities for downtown Minneapolis would be to say that we want to hear what property owners want to propose to us. In other words, instead of us telling you what you can and can't do, you tell us what you think you can do with your property in order to survive, to fill it, because you might have a building that's only a third occupied. And we don't want you to foreclose. We don't want a lot of empty buildings. We don't want to look like downtown Detroit has looked in the past. So you tell us what kinds of uses you see the marketplace wanting to have, and let's work with you to figure out how to make that happen. Which is a very different kind. It's a partnership to say that we know the downtown's changing. We don't know exactly how, but you are those who are closer to the marketplace and opportunities. Let's figure this out together. And we're going to set aside all of our exclusionary zoning ideas from the past. I think it's a real strength that downtown Minneapolis has these other districts right around it, the North Loop and Easttown and what have you. And I think that they aren't, I don't see them as competitive, but it does bring up the point that each needs to have its own personality, its own kind of character. And I think they do. I mean, the North Loop clearly has this kind of, interesting retail, office, kind of residential loft kind of living, while, Easttown's got the stadium, it's got, the arts and culture with McPhail and Guthrie, and it's got Gold Medal Park, so it's got a very different vibe, and big parks, which North Loop doesn't have. So, and so I think that in the area on the other side of Hennepin Healthcare, by the university, by the college there, it could have a kind of college town quality to it. So I think it's really important that the various districts around the downtown, like the downtown itself, have their own kind of character to attract people for different reasons. And we basically need to have new reasons for people to come downtown. It's no longer, we can't assume they're coming down to work because they have to. They're coming down to shop because it's their only option. They have lots of options now. And so we need to create experiences there that they can only find in the downtown and its immediate surrounds. I sometimes thought that this idea of we need curators of the downtown, which is people who are consciously curating experiences for people and then clearly marketing those so that you would know at any given day, wow, look what's happening over in Easttown, and look at what's going on in the North Loop, or what's happening over by Orchestra Hall and PV Plaza, so that there's this way in which we reveal all of the activity that's going on, but it's sort of promoted collectively, and people see particularly those things that they can't get online, they can't get anywhere else. That's how we'll continue to get people to want to come to the center. Well, I think the first thing I do is I take the buses off, because I think the buses require it to still be this street that you have to keep open for traffic. If you move the buses off, then you could begin to think about the street as these places for these other kinds of activities, where you could have a section for food, a section for, performances, a section for, something else, recreation, there could be a variety of things. And some of those were ideas that James Corner had, like a skating rink and, big fire pits. And all those ideas disappeared because we have to keep it open for the buses. And it's like, wait a minute, who said that? Why do we have to have the buses on that street? So I don't want to discourage using buses, but they don't have to be there. And so I would remove the vehicles and turn that street into a series of experiences along it, as James Corner suggested initially.